Hey Daisy, I'm really glad that you managed to take some time out of your day to talk about a topic that you're very passionate about, which is your country.
Hi, thank you so much for having me again. I am really excited always when we have videos to film together. So I'm very excited for this one, especially because it's a topic that I hold very near and dear to my heart. Of course, my native country. I was born here in Bulgaria. I currently live here in Bulgaria, and I am really excited to give some information about it to your audience because I know it's been getting quite popular lately. I've seen quite a few digital nomads around the streets of Sofia, which is our capital. So yeah, definitely it's a spot that people, I guess, consider, and I'm really happy about that. So I'm really excited to tell your amazing audience about it.
You know, the thing with digital nomads is that they're always on the outlook for the best stuff, the cheapest places, the best setup, good internet, and everything needs to be as good as it gets because in today's world, we have pretty much intercontinental travel freedom. I know that COVID kind of hammered it for 2 years, but we're getting back on track to having the same freedom again. And people have options. People are not just tied to one place. And I wanted to get your input now. What do you think in terms of advantages, pros? Why would somebody want to live in Bulgaria? What are some of the pros that they can enjoy when living there?
Yes, definitely. First up, internet speed. We have really good internet speed, and this is one of the benefits that actually lures digital nomads in because you can get like 150 megabytes per second internet for quite affordable price here, and it's a good stable connection. So generally people are happy with the internet speed. I went to university in England, and I can tell you that the internet there was way worse than what we have here in Bulgaria. So there's definitely a difference between the quality and the speed of the internet here and in other countries. So that's definitely a pro to any digital nomads because I know you guys probably make the primary of your income through digital work and online, and you need good and stable internet connection to stay online and stay active and continue to gain your income. So that's definitely something that I'm sure a lot of you would appreciate. Also, our country is quite affordable for foreigners. It would not really cost you much to live here or to stay here for a shorter period of time if that's just what you want. We have a lot of tourists and foreigners coming here, and I've chatted with quite a few of them, some being from America, from Germany, Italy, the UK, and everyone states that for them it's pretty affordable and they love coming here for that reason. So this is definitely another bonus to all of the digital nomads. Another thing that probably your audience would appreciate is that Bulgaria is part of the European Union, but it's not yet part of Schengen. There are a lot of requirements for a country to join, and Bulgaria has completed all of these requirements. However, it's not official yet. We have not been accepted officially yet as of this date today. So depending on when are you watching this video, you need to check up on that. But we may not still be part of the union if you're watching it within the next couple of months, which is good for digital nomads because as far as I know, you only have up to 90 days in countries that are part of Schengen. And so you can come to Bulgaria and it would not count towards those 90 days. But please make sure to check that before your visit because there are currently talks that Bulgaria and some other countries, have completed all of the requirements and they will soon be entering. So you need to check that before you plan your travel to make sure that what I'm saying is still relevant and current when you're planning to go. Another thing that I personally consider a benefit, especially for those of you who like to explore the country that you are in, is that we do have all 4 seasons present. So we have a nice hot summer and we do have a seaside where you can go and spend your days at the beach. And during winter, we do get quite a bit of snow. It gets cold, so you can go up the mountains, you can ski and do all of the other fun winter sports if you enjoy that. We also have beautiful, amazing nature. It's really incredible. There's so many places that you can visit and just be in awe of nature and what incredible things it has created. So definitely this is a great country for you if you like to explore, if you enjoy nature, if you enjoy fun activities during the summer, the winter, if you like all seasons to be present. So definitely consider Bulgaria if any of this sounds interesting for you. Also, another thing, our country is pretty small. It will be really easy for you to get around, to travel from one side to the other. So that's definitely another plus for all of you who love to travel and explore the whole country where you are. And finally, just to sum up, I don't want to, I can talk for hours about Bulgaria, but I feel like I want to end this pros list saying that since, like I mentioned before, digital nomads have been coming to Bulgaria a lot lately, and we Bulgarians are aware of this. We are aware that we're kind of becoming a hot topic for digital nomads and that they enjoy their stays here because it's affordable and they get good Wi-Fi. So we do have a lot of co-working spaces that are being built around the whole country. From what I can tell, people are generally really nice to digital nomads when they come and travel here. So they have a good time with the locals. I really hope that all of these sound good to you and your audience so you can come and visit Bulgaria soon.
I'm really glad that you were able to touch upon internet connection, visas, and other perks. But what's equally important is, of course, the negative, the cons. So talking about cons, what would be some of the things that people should be aware of? You know, some things that people may not like that they encounter when living in Bulgaria.
Well, of course, number one, unfortunately, we don't have the best infrastructure. There are a lot of roads around the whole country that are not in very good condition. Our transportation system is not very good. We have a lot of vehicles that are kind of like out of date, pretty old. Sometimes when you travel by car, it can be really annoying. There are a lot of road works everywhere. Sometimes you have to take a longer road in order to reach your final destination, and people just get pissed off by the state of our infrastructure. So I definitely think you should keep that in mind. Another thing is pollution. Unfortunately, we do have pretty polluted air, and we are one of the most polluted countries in the European Union. This is pretty bad and a pretty negative for a negative side effect, you know, for everyone living here, and you know, a negative point for us as a country. I really hope that the government works towards fixing this, and that in the future we can proudly say that we are no longer in this bad ranking. However, we currently are, and there is pretty bad pollution. So you should keep that in mind too if you are thinking about coming to visit Bulgaria. Something else I can say, not everyone in Bulgaria speaks English. And this also kind of like relates to my next point, which is that we do have an aging population. The percentage of elderly people as part of our population is getting higher in the last years, whereas the younger people and the birth in general is getting lower. So we do have an aging population, and a lot of the older generations do not speak English because in Bulgaria we have our own native language, which is Bulgarian. I don't know if any of your audience has ever heard it, but it's an interesting language. I personally love it. However, like I said, a lot of digital nomads probably speak English and would be easier for them to get around speaking English. Bulgarian is a difficult language to learn, so when you travel just for fun, you're not able to, you know, learn the new language so easily. So I think this can be a barrier. The language barrier can happen sometimes, especially in the smaller cities, especially with older people. Sometimes, you know, when you go to a small supermarket or store, if you are staying in a smaller town, maybe it's not going to be easy for you to understand exactly what you're buying, and you may not find a person who speaks English there to explain it to you. However, in the bigger major cities, we do have a lot of young people who speak English and who can totally help you out. So it depends on your experience, it depends on who you bump into, but you know, English is not Bulgarian's native language, and sometimes this can lead to some issues with foreigners. And last but definitely not least, this is also something important. We do tend to have a little bit of robbery situations, if I may call it like that, like pickpocketers. We do have them, especially around foreigners, especially in the major cities that, you know, those pickpocketers know that the foreigners go to. So you should always be aware of that. I think that this happens in all countries around tourists. I've visited many countries in Europe, and every single time I research the particular place that I'm going to travel to, this is always a concern, and everyone always warns you that, you know, they're going to be pickpocketers. So just be aware of that. They could be situations like this here in Bulgaria as well. I think that they happen in most countries. But you know, you should always be careful when you are in a new place and you're a foreigner, because you grab the attention of the natives. They know that you're not from here, and sometimes this can lead to problems if you meet the wrong crowd.